All right, I'm going to do a mock before the real draft starts, 2025 NFL draft. This is going to be just one round. I want to see how accurately I can guess what the teams will do. I'm going to just do the one round, and I'm going to pick for all the teams. I'm going to use the stick to the model draft simulator. I think it's the best one that they have. I'm not going to do trades, but I will put the players that I think in the position that they go and drafted by the teams that I think they will draft them unless another team drafts. I think that the player may be stick there, but the team that trades up to draft them will still take that player. So that's how I'll play it this way. And that way I don't have to do a bunch of trades and figure that out. So we'll try to keep this moving quick. I'm not pro at the other teams as much as I am with the Bills, but um, I do watch plenty of football, so we're gonna see how close we can get to what really happens. Obviously, there's gonna always be some surprises, some trades, but we'll see if we can't pick the players in the spots that they go. Um, I think it's pretty obvious that your Cam Ward's going to be the number one pick. I'm not going to mess around with that. I'm just going to go ahead and take him for the Titans. And I think the Cleveland Browns have been tied to Travis Hunter for a while. I think if it was me, I would take Abdul Carter, as I would love to see Myles Garrett and Abdul Carter if I was a Cleveland fan. That would be pretty nasty. I don't think they'll take the QB till later. Um, so I think Travis Hunter's been whispered there too long. He's got too much of a potential at cornerback as well to help them. I think they will draft Travis Hunter, but I think they should draft Abdul Carter. So I'm going to go ahead and put the Travis Hunter in because that's what I think they'll do. And I think the Giants, even though they may not have a pressing need there, I think maybe Abdul Carter is clearly the highest upside remaining in this draft. I think they're going to have to take him. If they don't, that they would be foolish. Um, they also have a pretty good defensive line already, especially edge with Brian Burns, and I think that they're going to be able to get to the quarterback with Abdul Carter. Um, so I think they'll take Abdul Carter there. I think the Patriots want to protect their young quarterback in Drake May, and I believe they will take Will Campbell, even though he may not be the best tackle in the draft because of his uh, arm limitations. I don't think that will bother Vrabel. I think he'll take Will Campbell and not worry about the naysayers. And yes, I know that everybody has been mocking Ashton Genty possibly jumping up here for the Jaguars, but I don't think they're going to uh, mess around with Mason Graham being best or the least flawed defensive lineman in the draft at the spot that they need. I definitely think they'll take Graham. I don't think they'll take Genty. I think Genty will go to the Raiders, like we have seen in a lot of drafts. I don't think that there's. I don't doubt that the Graham goes at 5 and Genty goes at 6, just like everybody has been thinking for a while. Even though there's been some late whispers that these may change around. I do think that your Jets are going to continue to take your offensive line help. I think they're going to want to run the ball more with Aaron Glenn trying to bring in maybe a defensive style, running style with Justin Fields on the offense. I think you're going to need to shore up that offensive line. So I think they'll stick with that. And take that Armand Membu, who's probably the best tackle in the draft, I think. Then you have the Panthers, who I don't really have any clue which way they would go, but I think that they should address their defense, their needs, their edge safety, um, cornerback, uh, wide receiver. Maybe a little too early for Tet McMillan. Maybe their edge is a bigger need on defense. I mean, you can't deny that edge rushers are hard to find, and they're kind of like the quarterbacks of the defense. You just kind of keep swinging until you find a good one if you can. So I think they'll take your Jalen Walker edge. Saints. I know that there's this weird talk about his Carr's injury, making you think that maybe they're going to go for a quarterback here. I don't think they're going to go for the quarterback here. I just don't have that feeling or sense. I think they're going to want to help their defense. I think Will Johnson is going to be a good player for them on a team that needs some help on the defense. So we're going to go there. Will Johnson. Bears, another one here. I don't know. I think you got to draft an offensive lineman. The Bears, if you don't protect Caleb Williams, I thought it was terrible how they drafted him and they just did not do anything to address their offensive line. I don't think enough to address their offensive line anyway, to protect that guy. And you got to fix that this year. So I think they're going to take this Kelvin Banks and hopefully take care of their future there. 49ers, they can go a lot of different ways here. Defense, edge, offensive line. I mean, they always have good offensive linemen. They always have good defenses. I think you look at you're looking at probably Michael Williams. I think that Walter Nolan would be a guy that I think the 49ers would look at. There's whispering I've been reading about Walter Nolan being a top 10 pick. Sure, maybe. I think you could go a number of different ways here at San Francisco. I'm going to say they take this. All right, let's take this D line here. I'm going to think they're going to take this Walter Nolan. And I think Dallas does need a wide receiver, big receiver. You got CeeDee Lamb, who's not the biggest guys out there, but you definitely need a target for Dak. Don't think they'll go running back this. I mean, I think that they would maybe, but maybe later on if they had a little bit later pick. But I think that you can't let McMillan pass here. He's too big. He's going to fill a need for the wide receivers, a little bit bigger receiver, more of a possession receiver. Not that CeeDee Lamb isn't, but I think they need some help there on that offense. So I'm going to take McMillan there for the Cowboys. Dolphins, I think they're going to take a safety as soon as they let Holland go. I know you also need to look at your offensive line. I think that the Dolphins absolutely should take an offensive lineman. You cannot have the team that you need without Tua healthy. So I think this may be a little bit of a reach, but if you don't have protection for Tua, you're going to struggle. So I think they'll take offensive linemen here, which is they're big need for them, even though they could easily go safety or cornerback. Colts, I do think they'll take a tight end. I think it's Tyler Warren is going to be another weapon for them that they need. I thought they should have had a tight end more in the in the mix last year. Hopefully, if they draft Tyler Warren, they'll use him more. Falcons, they've been looking for an edge rusher uh, forever. They should have taken an edge rusher last year when they took Penix, but they didn't. So I'll gonna hopefully assume they're gonna learn from their mistakes, and they'll take an edge rusher here. I think Michael Williams or Shamar Stewart, Mike Green, one of those, any of those three would be in play for them. I think you can't go wrong with the Georgia edge there, Michael Williams, and I think they'll hopefully finally do something to address their edge rushers. Arizona Cardinals, haven't watched a lot of them lately. I know they got Marvin Harrison. I know that they don't have a lot of other name players. Other than that, wide receiver could be in play here. Offensive line could be in play here. Edge could be in play here. This might be somewhere where you see a Mike Green or Shamar Stewart go. So I'm going to give them a Mike Green, and Bengals are going to need a defensive player. They could go edge, safety, linebacker. You could take a Jihad Campbell here. Shamar Stewart, Jihad Campbell. You got your two safeties here. I have a feeling that it'll be one of those guys. You could still take Jahdae Barron here. I mean, I don't know if edge is their number one. Well, I mean, if he's gone, let's take a Shamar Stewart here for them. I mean, they could go anyway here. I mean, it could be anything. Let's say they take this. All right, they got Jahdae Barron, who everybody's saying is the best cornerback. It's a need. He's a little bit less of a need for them, though. Maybe see the edge is their number one need, and Shamar Stewart's right there. I'm going to go ahead and take the Shamar Stewart there for Cincinnati. I think that might be okay for them. Seahawks. They let all their receivers go. They got bunch of old men. You got Matthew Golden, offensive line. Nothing quite there. The value, I think you might want to take Golden here. You need some speed. You lost some speed. Let's take Golden there for the Seahawks. Buccaneers, I think this one, there's no way that Jihad Campbell should get past the Buccaneers. I guess they could go a Barron here, but I think Jihad Campbell is perfect fit for them. I think the Broncos maybe should take a running back. I don't think Hampton is the style of running back that Peyton has had in the past. I don't think they'll take him. I think they may wait a little bit. You got wide receiver, cornerback. You got a Jahdae Barron sitting right there in their face. You could also go tight end here. I'm thinking not. I'm thinking they're going to go. If there was a wide receiver, Ibuka, I think that they're going to go with this. But Barron is too good to pass up here at 20. It's a need for them. Their defense looks really good. Their offense, I think, with this running back or tight end, maybe they go a little bit later. I could definitely see them going for Loveland, but I don't know. I'm not sure Peyton loves his tight ends as much as people might be saying. I think it's going to be. I don't think they Hampton's a Peyton style, and I don't think Loveland will be in play here either. So I think they'll take Barron. Their defense is going to be nasty with the Barron there. Okay, Steelers. I do think they may take a Shadur Sanders here. They need a little bit of a jolt at cornerback. I think. I don't care about Aaron Rodgers. I wouldn't. If I was Pittsburgh, I wouldn't worry about him coming. They say that they have a secret deal in place, and he just doesn't want to be in the training camp. I don't care. I don't know. Things have changed in Pittsburgh. Like they brought in Metcalf and paid him, and they didn't pay T.J. Watt. I don't get that. Um, I just think that something weird going on in Pittsburgh. I think Tomlin thinks I think he's going to like what Sanders brings to the table. So I do think they'll take their quarterback here at 21. I think Loveland is going to go to the Chargers. It's their biggest need. He coached with them. I don't need to go over that one too much. I think the Packers are looking here. They like their wide receivers, fast and big. Agbuka, I don't know if he's that. Cornerback, I think they would have loved to have seen Barron or Will Johnson slip here. Are they going to go up as high as Ravel or Hairston? Hairston could be in play, I think. Pierce is there. D-line's there. Derek Harmon, or you would be a Derek Harmon or Pierce. I think you can't go wrong here with a. They also got Ezeraku. Pass rush must be better. So let's say he goes here with James Pierce. Okay, Vikings cornerback. Once again, I don't know if they're going to stretch and reach here for a cornerback or maybe a Hairston here. Offensive line. If you don't protect your young cornerback coming off his little injury, you got your two safeties staring in the face. I think they would love an Amon Worry with as much as they like to blitz there. Let's take Amon Worry there. Texans, I'm sorry. If you don't take an offensive line, you're crazy. So they're going to take this. Let's take a Gray Zabel there. Rams, linebacker, cornerback, offensive line. Who knows what they would go here? Tight end, receiver, linebacker, cornerback, offensive line. I don't know. Three of their top defensive backs and the starting right tackle are a year away from free agent. So, cornerback, Bravel, offensive lineman. I don't know. This is where the Bills might be able to draft. I would think about trading up here at the Rams. Rams don't have a guy staring them in their face. They may be able to trade back and get one of these guys that drips a little bit and get a little bit better value. We would the Bills would give up a little bit to get up there at 26. Maybe take a Grant or a Harmon if they were high on either one. But since both of them are left, maybe they just wait. So the Rams, let's see, they would probably go. I don't think they're going to reach for that. I think they'll take this guy here, offensive lineman Tyler Booker from Atlanta. Let's look at the Ravens. Offensive. No. Safety. They'll take a Malachi Starks. They could take a Derek Harmon here as well. Yeah. Why do I have a feeling they're going to take Derek Harmon over Malachi Starks? I think they're going to do that. Detroit Lions. As a Raku, man, they could go him. They could take your set Malachi Starks here at safety. I think they care more about the safety. Edge for this is where Azaraku goes. I guess they could go Ravel. They could take Agbuka. I think you want to protect Jaden Daniels, give him another weapon. They got Debo. Maybe they won't take wide receiver here. They go edge, cornerback. I think it's going to be tough. Let's say they take an Azaraku here. I think the Bills will run to the podium and take Kenneth Grant. I think the Chiefs will take Connerly. They need to protect their Mahomes. And the Eagles, safety, D line, cornerback. Okay, here's where they may take their little. Who would they take? I think they may take Hairston. Uh, I don't know. I don't think so. Safety, D line, Tyleek Williams. He's he screams Eagles, doesn't he? Safety. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I just don't see them not taking defensive line. Let's say they go Tyleek Williams. All right. Let's see here. How can I just show the draft? There we go. Well, let me see if I can make that bigger. I mean, well, there it is. That's my draft. See how good it does. See how good it does. Thanks for watching.